Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's going on, family? This time from No Picks Podcast.
What's good, fam? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, Joe. So I have something that I think you're going to find very entertaining, right?
Oh, boy.
So I found this clip from WorldStar, right? WorldStar gives us a lot of content. I don't think there's anything to say about it. I'm going to just play it, and I want your opinion on it. So
All right, let's go.
pull it up right
WorldStar.
now. Let's make some magic happen.
Damn, yo! Two shorties?
Yeah.
Yo! 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 This is... Yo! Yo! Damn!
Okay.
It ain't over till it's over.
Okay.
Yo, is that in the States?
No, it's not in the States. It's in like Panama or some shit. Like, it's like,
They put him in there with two shorties, man.
yo, what you think?
I wish, man, they should put that in the States. I'd like to see that. Why they got shorties in there with Butterbean? You got two small ass girls in there with Butterbean, bro. Yo, I mean, listen. There's a reason why there is a reason why there are men's sports divisions and women's sports divisions. Man, there's a reason. That boy was fat, out of shape. I don't know if he ever stepped foot in the gym, but he was just throwing haymakers, like, and they couldn't take him down. I think they got tired at the end. They just gave up. They just said, "No, I'm good." And he was looking like, "Well, they ain't ring the bell yet." Mustard one last time. I was like, "Yo, he drawing, bro. He was drawing." No, this is. See, I feel like maybe we need this to happen more often so that this delusion that women can compete with men in the same divisions can just go away, right? Like we got Clarissa Shields now, a famous boxer, champion, belt
Right.
holder, multiple weight divisions, talking about she want to fight Keith Thurman. She thinks she can beat Keith Thurman. We saw the sparring footage. She was with some dude who knocked her out with a nice hook, you know what I mean, and put her on her ass. So shorties really be out here thinking that they can take men, bro, and it's like. I don't know what to say to that. I really don't know what to say to that, bro. Like this was hilarious. This is hilarious, but I got more to say. But like, what did you think upon first seeing this clip, bro? Like,
I loved it, bro. I loved it because
he said I loved it.
because it puts this delusion in check. Like, it's like, bro, like,
Yeah,
this one fat overweight man that's probably gonna die of high blood pressure in like a year will just demolish you. Like it like you said, we need shit like this. We need to happen. It need to happen all over the world because
yeah,
these women need to understand, like, yo, you cannot compete against men physically.
right.
You're just as smart, but
Right.
physicality is not something that you have over a man. That's not something that we're equal in.
Right.
It's just not. Like, I think a woman can be just as good of a lawyer as a man. I think a woman could be just as good of a doctor as a man. I think a woman could be just as good as a president as a man.
a
a
musician, some
musician,
play some
all
kind of
that shit.
instrument,
But like,
maybe an
yo,
artist.
the physical shit y'all can't do. I am in the National Guard. I'm in the New Jersey National Guard. No woman I've met one woman that could do what men can do physically. And I've been in since 2014. It's 2024 right now. Guess what?
Right,
When women take the physical fitness test, they all fail all the time because they could never do a push
right,
up. And guess what? The men just
right.
got to they look if I'm grading you on a test on one of them tests to say, hey, oh, you one push up, two push up, three push up. I just gotta just pass you because you're a woman, and it's all kind of like an understanding that like y'all can't do push ups.
That's crazy,
And it's like
bro.
we gotta and bro, and if I fail you, niggas look at me crazy, like, bro, why you fell her? Come on, bro. You know she a woman. Like, come on. Like, just give her a pass. Like,
And that pisses me off
it's
though, bro.
real shit, bro.
That pisses me off. Like when it comes to like the military, like why would I want somebody who can't meet the fitness test, who can't do the physical requirements of the job in my group, my team, whatever the jargon is, my battalion. Like why would you want shorties like that in the military out there in the war field? Why? And they do this for different professions too. We know that they modify the requirements for like firefighters. When women are trained to be firefighters, they can do less pull-ups. They have less weight that they're carrying when they're going up the ladders. Like they're different. Their whole thing is modified. And it's like, but why? Why? If there's a man passed out in a burning building and you can't pick that man up, he's dead. Y'all both might be dead. As a matter of fact, you might not get out too. So like, yeah, no, you're right. The physicality, bro. Like they just don't
You
have
don't
it.
have
And
it.
how many more examples do we need? How many more examples do we need though, bro? We saw that video a few months ago of the 4 police officers, all women, couldn't take down the one dude. It was one black guy and it was like 4 female police officers. They couldn't take him down. They couldn't cuff him. They couldn't restrain him. There was 4 of them. We have that one example of that professional women's soccer team playing the high school soccer team got trashed by a boys' high school soccer team. A professional women's soccer team got trashed. We got that other example of one of the Williams sisters. I don't know if it was Serena or Venus, but she played this guy who was like ranked maybe like not even in the top 500. And he had a couple beers right before he came to play the match. And he came in, and this is all true. And he trashed her. After he had a couple beers, he came in, trashed her easily. And she's like the best of the best
Right,
in the women's
right.
division. He wasn't even top 500. So, like, it's the physicality, it's the serving. They can't handle the strength of the serves. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Like our
I don't know, bro.
muscle fibers,
Yeah,
our bone density, our lung capacity, like all that shit is just is different. And why is it bad today to say
right,
that it's different? Why?
right.
We all
I
understood
don't
that.
know why.
Listen, if none of this shit matters and gender is just a fucking what they say today, a social construct, then blend men and female gels, men and women gels. Just blend them, blend
Nah, bro.
blend it,
Nah, bro. You already know what be
blend it,
happening. A couple guys will be running through all the shorties, bro.
blend the NBA with the WNBA. Blend like just blend them. Just blend all male female combat sports. Just fucking blend them. Like, bro, like this is what pisses me off, and partly why I wanted to do this podcast with you is because today the most polite and most like accepted people in society are the people who have to how do I say this? Are the people who have to pretend the best, right? So say
Right,
I'm a man, I want to identify as a woman. I want you, Joe, to say that I'm a woman, right? But I'm a man. But
mhm,
you Joe would be an asshole if you say I'm not saying you're a woman, you're a man. You're an asshole. So,
right.
but you would be a good guy. You would be a good person. You'll be a good moral person if you just say, "Hey, Ty, you're a woman because you want to be a woman." And
Right,
that's the bullshit to me. Like, I don't like. Why the fuck do we gotta pretend? Why,
right,
why can't we just
right.
say
Why we
what it
gotta
is
pretend?
and that just be what it is? Why the fuck
Right,
does the person
right,
telling the truth got to be the asshole? That's why I want to do this
right,
podcast, to be
right.
100% honest with you, because it's
No, that's
the
real,
world
bro.
is full of fake shit, and the people who pretend that the fake shit is real are the good people, and the people who just say, "Hey,
Yeah,
this shit is fake and this is bullshit. I'm not going along with this," are the assholes.
right. You got to be plugged into the Matrix, bro. That's one of my favorite movies of all time for that reason, bro. You have to be plugged into the Matrix and take the red pill, or no, the blue pill, and just eat it all up, right? That's why there's red pill and blue pill too. That's why the metaphor is from the Matrix. But like, and the thing is, this pretending that you speak of, it also has real consequences, right? So when we how many female athletes have women like have gotten to combat sports against a trans woman and gotten wrecked, nose broken, ribs shattered, just trash, just brutally beaten by a man. You know what I mean? Like a trans woman, sorry. But like these have real consequences, bro. You could actually really hurt. Women can really get hurt. Putting a trans woman, like say in women's rugby, bro. Can you imagine being tackled by a grown ass man? I'm sorry, a grown
Right.
trans woman in rugby. So like this pretending has real consequences, bro. Breaking records that will never be broken by a natural born woman. That's BS. You know what I mean? So we have to understand there are biological differences between the sexes. There just are. Like we're not saying that to be male supremacists, because now that's the thing. Now, if we talk about things like that, we're either male supremacist or like no. It's just nature. It's
Let me
biology.
say this, Joe. I have these conversations with smart women in my life, right? And it always boils down to one thing, right? So when I say, hey, men and women say they want to be equal to men, but they don't really want to be equal to men. What they really want is preferential treatment. They want to
Right.
be equal in the things that they specifically want to be equal in, but the things that they don't want to be equal in, they just say, oh well, we ain't worrying about that. So that's not really equality.
Right.
What that is that's called preferential
Right.
treatment. Right. So when I talk about this,
Right.
Joe, if I told you how many times I had this conversation with different smart women in my life, aunts and all that shit included, bro, you'd be surprised. This is how it normally boils down. I'm like, yo, women don't want to be the same. They say they want to be equal, but when they say they want to be equal, they only want to be equal in a boardroom, in some nice air conditioned office, in Congress, as they want to be 50% CEOs, they want to be 50% this, they want to be 50% that, but they don't want to make 50% of
Right.
contracting crews. They want to be 50% of roofers. They don't want to be
Right.
50% of people, fishing for Alaskan
Plumbers,
crabs, right? They don't want to be
sanitation. Right.
that shit. They
Oil
don't want to do that shit,
riggers.
right? So when I say that, this is
Right.
how 100% of it, and these are women that I know from multiple different backgrounds, right? This is what they all say at the end, right? This is how the conversation ends 100% of the time, right? They just say, "Well, why do you care? Well, what's the point?" Like, they lose interest in the conversation because they understand that they don't have an answer to what I'm asking.
Why do you care? Like why? Because there's something called truth and reality. And when we start blurring those lines and making stuff up and living in a fantasy,
But I
that's not
think
good for anybody, bro. A society built
they
off
they don't
lies.
want to acknowledge that they themselves don't really want equality. They just say it, and
Right.
but
Right.
when you point out these things, like I said, bro, aunts, whoever, bro, they it makes them feel a way emotionally, because then they have to acknowledge that, hey, we don't really want equality. So they
Right.
have what they
Right.
the default thing is, let me just get rid of this conversation. I'm sick of this conversation. I'm sick of talking to you. Let's
Right.
get over this shit. Actually, you're the weird one for even talking to me about this thing. You're the weirdo.
Right. You're the weirdo. Right. The gaslighting, and we know the sign language. Shame, insult, guilt need to be right. That's what they do. They shame you, they insult you, they guilt you, and they always have to be right.
because
So
because
it's the sign
I,
language. That's when it comes out.
it'll do something to a woman's psyche to have to admit, hey, we don't actually want to be equal. And I have to say most, because some women
Right.
really do want that traditional role. I've one I'm thinking of in particular. They want that traditional role. They want to be like, yo, I want my man to be my masculine man. I want him to protect me and blah blah blah. And I want to be in the crib doing this shit, making fucking two toaster strudels, whatever the fuck, by hand, right? So I will say that, right? But that's a rare oddity. Most of them want to
Right.
pretend to be equal, but they don't want all the things that
Right.
come with equality, bro. There's a strong possibility,
Right. You still paying for the
Joe.
date.
There's a strong possibility that in a couple World War III will fucking happen. There's things happening in Ukraine and Russia right now that's scaring the shit out of me, to be honest with you.
Right.
Right? There's a strong possibility
Right.
that World War III
Right.
will happen, and if World War III happens, motherfuckers gonna get drafted. Guess who's not gonna get drafted? Joe, is that
women.
equality?
It's not. It's not, and that's why. And I don't want to associate myself with her too much because of the controversy. But that's why the woman, just Pearly things, she gets so much crap because one of her things is women shouldn't vote. And she was like, "Why should you vote? If you want to vote, you should also be enlisted in, what's it called?
The draft.
What's it called?
Selective
Draft.
service.
There's a name for it though. Selective services. Yeah, yeah. You should be in this. You should have all the responsibility that comes with casting that vote. You know what I mean? Like and she's just like, I don't think, and she doesn't see why. And I'm not saying I agree with that. Listen, I want to make that very clear. I don't want to put that out there for the family to be like, Joe, you're a sexist bastard. I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, if there was a war to happen, we go in order for us to vote or get financial aid for college, we have to enlist
Yeah.
in selective services. And if something
Right.
happens, we gotta go. So it's real, bro. But yeah, I
They
agree
don't
too,
want
bro. They don't
equality.
really want equality. And then the problem with women is that they all lie to each other. And I'm speaking generally, but that's the problem too, is
Right.
that they lie to each other, bro. They live in delusion, and then they lie because women. I hate this aspect about female right women, right, that they believe that lying to spare someone's feelings is noble. You can lie because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Tell them a white lie. Don't tell them the truth. You know what I mean? But they lie to spare people's feelings. And
Yeah,
I'm like, but a
1000%.
lie is a lie. No matter what you do, you're still lying. There's nothing noble about lying. And but they lie to each other, and they perpetuate the delusion, bro. So we live in such an interesting time, bro. And remember, they can't even define what a woman is anymore, too. Now that's the problem now. So they're even further in this delusion now, and
It
they're
just
sipping the
eats me
Kool
up,
Aid.
bro.
And it's
It,
just
it,
like,
it, it eats me up that
this is
like
wild, bro.
the most polite people in society today are the people who pretend the most effectively. So if I'm like,
Right.
I already went through it. I don't want to say it again. It eats me the fuck up inside. And it's like, but me
Yeah.
saying this, me saying stuff like this, like, yo, women don't want to be equal. I'm an asshole, Joe. You know how many times I talk to one of my fucking aunts about this? They see this podcast. They're like, why do you talk
Right.
about women like that? But I'm like, what am I saying that's wrong? It's not what I'm saying is wrong. It's just that what I'm saying,
Because
they just don't want to hear.
right.
Because they can't tell me
You don't want to
what's
hear it.
wrong. They can't
You
tell
don't
me
want to
the part
hear
that's
it.
like inaccurate.
Right. 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 They can't. And if they can't, but they'll always come at the tone too. But we already talked about this. They'll be tone policing. But the thing is, if we say it the angry way, if we say it the calm way, if we say it the loving
Mm-mm.
way, it don't matter. If it disagrees with your narrative, you don't want to hear it. So it doesn't matter how we say it, bro. That's why I'm just like, yo, for men, speak your truth. If you can do it respectfully, do it that way, of course. And if you can say it with love, say that. But like, speak your truth, because no matter how you say it, she's gonna find issue
1000%.
with what you have to say. If it goes against her narrative, she don't care. She don't want to hear it. And we know that with listen, bro. We know how that's how it goes, bro. So it's sad. They don't want to hear it, and they don't. Yeah, yeah. Where's the lie? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? And that's why sometimes you see these podcasts when they have these panels full of women, and I can't even get through them, bro, because they move the goalposts, they deflect, they get in their feelings. You start having meta conversations about the conversation that you're supposed to be talking about. You have these like, well, maybe you speak about the exceptions and not the rule. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's off anecdotal experience. Well, my friend did this, so it's possible. Like, it's so frustrating to hear women speak on podcasts, bro. Like, I can't even get through a whole podcast with a panel full of women, bro. It infuriates me because the
Mm.
way that they communicate, I can't. It's not
Well,
productive for me. So anyway, we went on some tangents, but this was a good clip. As you can see, we're very passionate about this whole the differences between men and women, and speaking about it, and just speaking about truth and reality, man, and getting out of this delusion. Like, society's just cooked right now, bro.
let
I'm
me
just
just say
so
this one
sick of
thing.
it.
If we're so equal, if I punch a woman in the face, why will you say, "Oh, you punched a woman in the face"? Like, why don't you just be like, "Okay, cool, you just punched a person in the face"? You know what I mean, like why isn't if that's the case,
Right.
then why isn't the reaction the same? If I
Right.
punch you in the face, nobody cares. If I punch Sarah in the face, guess what? I go to jail for a pretty long time.
Because we're not equal. Right. We're not equal. And we've seen those experiments where like the man will be like they'll pretend to be a couple, and then the chick will be beating him up in public. No one stops. Some people laugh, some people think they phone out, they record it. But if it's the man hitting the woman, people are like, "What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?" They step in, they're trying to pull the guy off.
Nobody
But if
cares.
when it's the other way around, they laugh. And it's just like it's abuse. It's abuse. And the stigma with hitting women. It's like, no, don't touch my son. because I'm gonna tell my son to beat your ass. We've talked about that too. You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell my son to beat your. Don't touch my son. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't have a son, but my hypothetical son. Don't touch my son, damn it. So nah, bro, we know it's not equal. They don't want equality, bro. They don't. They don't. They want all of the benefits, but they don't want any of the responsibility and none of the accountability. And it's like that's not the
But
way life
let
works.
me
You
throw
can't
let me
have it
throw
all. You can't.
the little asterisks in there. There are some very few that are cool with the gender roles, that are cool. Hey, I want men to be men, I want women to be women. Now I gotta throw that out there because there are some like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Heather's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know Heather. We love Heather. You know, she's like family now. So she's one of the shorties that'll tell you I'm all right with being traditional. And she works and does
Yeah.
her
She
thing
want her
too.
man to
But
be her fucking
she
man.
loves that role. She loves being a mom.
Yeah.
She wants her man to be her man. Like, you know what I mean? So and she loves that. So and she's not one of those women that's like, I need a man that can handle me. No,
Yeah.
I handle my dogs, my luggage, when I go to the airport. I handle all
Yeah.
that. I don't have to handle my woman like that. Like you're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. All right, bro. Like
So take us away, Joe. You got it.
yeah. So, final thoughts, family. What do you guys think? Did you see the clip in the beginning? Do you think that we should have more of these like exhibition matches of men fighting women to prove a point? Do you think that we should keep the leagues separate? Should we combine men's and women's sports together and have them face off against each other? Like, do you think that we're living in delusion? Do you think that we have to pretend now in society to be considered a nice or decent person? You know what I mean? Like, all these questions we just addressed. How do you feel about it? Do you feel just as frustrated as we do as well? Let us know in the comments. We love the engagement. Thank you so much. I don't know if we said this already in another video, but we reached 1,000 subs. We're still gonna climb. We're in transition right now, but we're trying to make things better. But please stick with us. We still love doing this. We're still having fun. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share if possible, and engage.
So next time,
And
yeah.
other than that, until next time, y'all be safe. All right.